shining eyes, mischievous smiles, enthusiastic little hands playing with colorful toys. And 100 little voices mingling into an exotic symphony. Dream of a child come true. But all this could have been very different. These very hands could have been begging on the streets, picking up rags, or indulging in petty crimes. To be normal and ordinary is beautiful, but Shiro was a tiny 3-year-old polio-afflicted girl when she was abandoned on the roadside.
मेरा नाम मनजीत कौर है मैं 3 साल दी पिंगलवाड़े विच आई हां
After 20 years, she's helping girls like her in giving a meaning to their lives. Deep Chand, a laborer from Bihar, accidentally fell into a burning pit and was severely burnt. He would have surely died a miserable death on the roadside, but for the efforts of Pingalwara. Now he has recovered fully and is going back to his home to lead a healthy life.
आप लोग अगर पिंगलवाड़ी नहीं बनाता हम थोड़ी बनता.
Kamaljeet, a 9-year-old deaf and destitute girl, was doomed. Today, after 8 years in Pingalwara, she is an accomplished Indian classical dancer who can dance in perfect harmony to the music she cannot even hear. Sham Singh, a hearing impaired child, could never have imagined of becoming a skilled carpenter. Since coming to Pingalwara, he has completed a course in carpentry from a technical institute and is now looking forward to a meaningful life. This transformation was made possible by one man, Bhagat Puran Singh. Today, his Pingalwara picks up hundreds of these neglected and forgotten children of God and enables them to rediscover their childhood through love and care. In addition, there are hundreds of mentally challenged children, men and women, terminally ill and incurable people, old and sick men and women, and accident victims who have been living in this universal home founded by Bhagat Puran Singh. For all his vision and efforts, he says the light came from Guru Granth Sahib. The holy book of Sikhs, Shri Guru Granth Sahib, was written more than 500 years ago. In the Sikh teachings, alleviating the sufferings of mankind is an important task. Blessed are those mortal beings who share the teachings of the Lord with others and engage in altruistic services, doing good to others. Since then, Countless Sikhs have woven their lives around these lines. In the year 1705, during a fierce battle fought between Sikhs and Mughals, Bhai Kanhaiya started a novel tradition by supplying drinking water to the injured from both the warring sides. The Sikhs complained, but the Guru blessed him and told him to continue the noble work. 200 years later, another Sikh, Bhagat Puran Singh, following that tradition, devoted his entire life in the service of suffering mankind. The year 1934 saw a 4-year-old spastic child changing the course of his entire life. This child was left outside the Sikh temple Gurudwara, Dera Sahib, Lahore, Pakistan, and the care of the forsaken child was entrusted to Bhagat Puran Singh. Bhagat Ji named this abandoned, unknown and helpless child as Pyara, the most loved one. For the next 14 years, he carried the child on his back wherever he went. Pyara remained his companion and inspiration till the last day and gave Bhagat Ji the reason to lay down the foundation of Pingalwara, a home for the homeless. Bhagat Ji said, "If I had not come across Pyara, Pingalwara could not have come into existence, and I would not have been able to serve the people to this extent." After the tragic partition of country in 1947, Bhagat Ji crossed the border with his sacred burden of Pyara and a dying old man and reached Khalsa College, Amritsar. Sight of hundreds of sick and dying people on the roadside further strengthened his resolve to find a home for the homeless, where the abandoned, sick, and forsaken of the society could be looked after. For this, the only resources available to him were his unflinching faith in the mission, his begging bowl, and the blessing of his mother and patronage of Sikh Gurudwaras. The path leading to the formation of Pingalwara was full of hurdles. There were no funds available, no permanent shelter, not enough food for all the hungry mouths, and no other support available. Undaunted by all these difficulties, continued to pick up these dirty, dying, and infectious creations of the god from wherever they could be found, and the number of patients kept on increasing. He stood all alone, toiling day and night, looking after the lost and abandoned souls. He had to beg for money in the morning, feed the hungry mouths, wash them, take them to hospitals, and venture out again to collect more money. For his lifelong struggle in the service of destitute and sick persons, he was honored with many state and national awards.
पिंगलवाड़ा के महान संस्था के कमान होप भी बढ़ाया जाए, जिस तरह गुरुद्वारा के जो मैसेज है वो भारत के कोने-कोने तक पहुंच सके.
In his centenary year 2004, a postage stamp was issued by Government of India in his honor.